Well, it's the home finale, the series finale, and the Dodgers may want to get New York out of town. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Rodriguez. Welcome to another edition of Dodgers Latest on a getaway Thursday. Dodgers ending this 7-game New York homestand. They took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, and right now trying to split the series with the Mets after last night's 6-1 loss. You can hit me up on X and on Instagram at JRodShow. And of course, thank you for following here on Dodgers Latest on our YouTube channel. Always have you subscribing, liking, telling a friend, comment. We love to hear from you. So let's get over last night. Yeah, Dodgers lose 6-1. It was a polar power plunge. Pete Alonso hit a couple of home runs as Griffin Canning, the SoCal kid, went and pitched 6 shutout innings. Dodgers really were never in this ball game as they lose 6-1. Mets have now won 4 out of 6 against the Dodgers so far in 2025. The one highlight of the night, well, Andy Pages extended his hitting streak to 9 games. He hit a home run in the bottom of the ninth to avoid the shutout. We'll get into Andy in a little bit. And it's not surprising to see the Mets dominating so far. Remember, they lead the majors in ERA at 2.83, and the way Canning pitched last night with those 6 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts, he definitely dominated. So the Dodgers really had no answer for Blackburn as well on Monday, who pitched 5 scoreless innings. So the Mets are doing, with all the high-priced talent and Juan Soto and Lindor and Alonso, it's the basic in baseball. They're doing it with pitching, and the Dodgers have not been able to figure it out so far in this series. Speaking of not being able to figure it out, look at these. It's a little striking, right? Shohei Ohtani, maybe the Mets have the secret sauce. Shohei hitting .310 against the rest of Major League Baseball, but barely hitting above the Mendoza line. 208 against the Mets. So there was a reference to a secret sauce. Blackburn pitched well against them. Again, I think at the end of the day, maybe they learned something from that league championship series. It's the old adage, right? For a big power hitting left-hander, you bust them high and inside with the hard stuff, and then you go soft down and away. Well, whatever it's done, it's worked, as Ohtani's only been able to hit 208 against the Mets. He's got a couple of home runs, but again, they're both solo home runs, and anybody will tell you if you're a pitcher, you'll give up a solo home run gladly as opposed to having a big inning 2-3 run home run. And last night he had a couple of singles, but again, didn't really come out to anything. So it'll be interesting to see, one, how the Mets continue to do that today against Ohtani, and what the rest of the league does if they take note on how they dealt with Shohei Ohtani. Now, the one good note about all this is the resurgence of Andy Pages. Yeah, the Cuban has been on fire. 3 for 4 last night, hit his 12th home run of the year. Last year, in about half the games, he hit 13 home runs in about 111 games. Well, about in half of that, he's already hit 12 this year, and he's got a 9-game hitting streak. He is hitting .414, 3 homers, 8 RBIs his last 7 games. And I tell you what, he deserves some flowers, because remember, we were burying him at the beginning of the season. Struggled mightily trying to learn, playing in the outfield. Looked lost out there. That one play in Philadelphia where he took an awful circuitous route to a ball, was getting thrown out on the bases, and was just absolutely looked lost at the plate. But he has turned it around. Doesn't strike out a lot. I think that's impressive for a young hitter. Doesn't strike out a lot. Hitting for power. He's already got 12. Hit 13 home runs last year. He's got 12 this year. And Andy Pages is doing it and doing it well. And he is making a note to not be taken out of that lineup. Remember, we were talking about that. That's why James Outman is still in the minor leagues, by the way, because Andy Pages has taken over with authority out in center field for the Dodgers. And with all the injuries they've had and all the people they're moving around, it's good to see Andy Pages coming through, extending that lineup, batting in the 6th and 7th hole in the Dodgers lineup. So good to see the Cuban doing well. 3 for 4 last night, sitting on a 9-game hitting streak, coming into Thursday's getaway day with the Mets. And now, speaking of getaway day, last game of the series, last game of the homestand before the Dodgers hit the road. It's going to be David Peterson taking on Landon Knack. These two guys faced each other in New York not in the same game, but Peterson went 7 2/3 and beat the Dodgers on May 24th. 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. And Landon Knack pitched really good on Sunday Night Baseball against the Mets. Got the loss, but pitched 6 innings, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. That was on May 25th. Peterson 4-2. 2.69 ERA. It seems like all the Mets are lurking in the 2.5, 2.8 ERA. That's why they lead the majors in ERA. While Landon Knack's got an ERA about 4.5, which is great considering how bad he was when he came in as the Dodgers' 5th starter. And you got to give Landon Knack some credit. You know, Dodgers with all these injuries have been searching for somebody to give them some stability at the back half of the rotation. And Landon Knack, the last couple of outings, has done just that. So hopefully he can continue that and give the Dodgers a break, who have that bullpen has been sorely taxed. So if they can get 5, 6, shoot, even 7 innings out of a Landon Knack, that would be a huge day as the Dodgers get ready to hit the road. Odds and ends, betting-wise, well, who's done well against David Peterson? Well, Andy Pages. He is 5 for 7 against Peterson with a home run. That's Orange County. He's hitting 7-1-4 against Peterson. Ohtani is 5 for 14. No homers, no doubles. They're all singles against Peterson. That's a 357 clip. And who's done well against Landon Knack? Well, the hero from last night, Pete Alonso, is 2 for 4 with a home run. Dodgers play a day game today to close out the series and the homestand with the Mets. And then it's on the road, 3 with the Cardinals and 3 with the Padres. Excited to see how the Dodgers and Padres get after it. Dodgers still atop the heap in the National League West, 1 game over the Padres. They are even in the loss column. So the Dodgers have 2 more wins, while the Mets, going to be happy to see them go. Best record in the National League, as they are now a game and a half ahead of the Phillies, and they are surging. Remember, hit me up on Instagram and on X at JRodShow. Love to hear from you. Love to see what's going on in this community. And, of course, like, subscribe, tell a friend about Dodgers Latest. Let's get after it today. And remember, it's always time for Dodger Baseball.